Yo, I know what time it is back at the gym. Oh, trying to get it. And yeah, man, y'all see the title. I just find it extremely disturbing that people are so bent over failure to groups, ideas, instead of using their own critical thought and research, and then let that be the dictator to determine if something is true or not. But I love how people believe that they are the arbiters of truth. Somehow, some way, if you don't go through them, you can't have the truth on your own. And if you oppose or don't see the nuance, what's being said, then they have an issue, which is crazy. What up? Are you a new subscriber are you just scrolling? But yeah, man, I find it crazy how individuals will sit there and make it seem as though they're somehow better or nothing like the person that they point to. But you'll find that groups who claim that somehow, some way, that there's an enemy that you're fighting against, you come to the realization that that group that you're part of or the idea, they themselves don't even stick to it. And you'll find that they contradict it and hypocritical of certain ideas that they claim that they push that they themselves don't even adhere to. And that's why, you know, you have to be very, very suspicious of individuals who claim that they have the truth over someone else and really pay attention to these so-called ideas that they claim that they stand to. 'Cause that's one thing about with me. I'm gonna take it to the grave. Whatever I believe, unless nothing else has been presented that can prove it otherwise, where I would need to update the information that I'm received, I'm going to take it to the day that I die, and it's not going to change. But you'll find that most people are hypocritical. They contradict themselves when challenged, and what they believe isn't really what they believe. Somebody said, "How are you feeling today?" I'm all right. Trying to get through this workout, taking a little break. But I just find it crazy how that works. But you'll have like these groups that are loyal and then nitpick out another group who's in opposition to themselves. Let's use an example. They say, they don't spread love and compassion. They're very judgmental and people try to put you into a box and claim that if you are in opposition, you must be within the framework that they pigeonhole you in. Meanwhile, if somebody was actually thinking more critically with more nuance to their ability to think, they would come to the realization that they are on neither side. And you'll find out that their ideas are nothing like the framework or pigeonhole that you put it in. But because people work from left and right, they're never in the middle to discern truth from reality. They must put you into a box that you must be left, you must be right. Same thing to do in politics. But if you were actually paying attention and you had a greater understanding of either side, you would come to the conclusion that they're both fake. And this is not just talking in the aspects of politics. I'm just using it as an example to leverage and further position my point. But overall, all in all, you should not subscribe to any group or idea. Groupthink is tremendously dangerous and it leaves you in a state of not really using your own mind. You're just following what's being programmed and suggested to you. That level of reasoning will keep you in a state of dysfunction, misdirection, and inability to self identify with yourself or having any type of authenticity within your own critical ability to think. But people are too illogical to even dive deeper into those type of topics where they want to feel a sense of community and acceptance. They want to be liked by the pack instead of individually leading the pack or having their own identity, where they purposely match themselves to whatever the group says and follow what the group says, all for the basis of being accepted and not wanting to be left out. That is a dangerous way of thinking and reasoning, as your critical thought, your ability to discern logic from reason goes completely out the window because you're following whatever the group tells you to do. Somebody said, go home, crazy. Why I gotta be crazy? Whoever this is, day night gamer, why don't you stop playing video games? Why don't you put the controller there? No. I would tell you to get off my live, but I want you here. Continue watching. You might learn something. But yeah, I just find it crazy how people just subscribe to whatever they feel is true, opposed to what is actually objectively true. That's sad. He should teach you. Teach me. No? Just sit back and relax. You might learn something. Just listen. And I'm so glad that the type of personality that I have is I don't follow what people say. And I do my own individual research. And if there's any habit that I develop, whether it's good or bad, it'll be based off of what I decide, not because of who influenced me to do it or who I watch someone else do it. And I see it in all sectors: business, politics, religion, all of the aspects to throw your own individual thinking out the window. And that's how you get sucked dry of your resources, your your environment, your money, monetary gain, all of it. And it's so devilish how people play schemes on people and prey upon their inability to think for themselves. Just like in the area that I'm in, you see nothing but casinos and I stay in Illinois in the Chicago area. You see nothing but casinos getting built. You see things such as uh, vapes, vape shops, and as you know, that marijuana is legal in Illinois. So therefore, they're keeping you controlled and distracted of two things, which is taking your money, your mind, your ambitions to critically think. They want to keep you in a state of not prospering, but only wallowing in your sorrows and dependent on vices and addictions, such as gambling. Everything is manufactured in such a way so that you are controlled. He said, "What are you working on today?" I technically did cardio and I did a little bit of some leg workouts. I'm in physical therapy, so I do some physical therapy pipes down workouts for my knee. He said, "It's the government is controlling us. Some of you, the government isn't controlling me." I say a lot of you are being controlled, but me, I find ways to go around the government in a legal fashion without having it be jeopardizing to myself. Because there's definitely laws to go around. If you know your laws and you understand, especially on the business aspect, to go around the laws. These laws are essentially just pieces of paper with ink on them. They're subject to change, and there's laws, and there's purposely, strategically written in such a way, but there's loopholes to even the law. That's why you can find um, cases where somebody did an armed robbery, and because that person who robbed their house or residence injured themselves, now the person can sue that person for injuring themselves, even though they did a breaking and entering. Now you're faced with paying that person. And this is legitimate, real cases where this has happened, where a robber came and robbed your house, but because it was a hazard, whatever you had in the house caused them to injure themselves, now you have to pay the robber. See what I'm talking about as far as like loopholes within the law, where they can play with language? And that's what I'm talking about. That all of this is just it's an illusion. And it's all manufactured truth. But because if you don't do your proper due diligence and research and stop following what is popular, you'll be fine. I mean, pretty much don't trust anything. Second guess it, to be honest with you. There's a saying, I believe this is something that it goes something like believe half what you hear and only something. I'd have to relook up the quote, but it's something about along the lines of believing half what you hear. But yeah, it's scary. Somebody said, "Is Drake the goat?" That's a subjective question. Okay, does Drake believe that you're the goat? I'm pretty sure he doesn't, and that's another thing. Idolizing people to that degree, putting people on a pedestal. Things that I disagree. That's the real goat right there. Is Andrew Tate, because a lot of his philosophies I subscribe to. I mean, speaking of Drake, he even said that a lot of celebrities they reach out to want to meet him, and because he doesn't respect what they do, he doesn't look up to them. He's denied their offers plenty of times. That was actually one of the things that he talked about and he pretty much put on his Twitter with Drake painting his nails pink. And he used that as a reference to say, this is why I don't want to meet your celebrities, your favorite celebrities. And see, that's what I'm talking about. See, Tate gets it. You pretty much got to carve out your own lane. Personal brand is the biggest thing right now is attention. You're going to grab somebody's attention, you'll be fine. So they try to miscategorize Tate's speech with a little propaganda where they interpret certain clips that are chopped up in a way to make him sound crazy. But Tate is very intelligent and he knows what he's doing. It's just that they can't accept his truth of exposing the false truths. So it's all part of the game. All part of the game. But yeah, I agree with Tate. Overwhelmingly. Oh, 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 oh. But yeah, man, carve out your own lane, you'll be good. That's more things I want to talk about on the channel. Building your own personal brand, showing the lifestyle, really get you on the right track to real success. You're working out, something like that. I'm on the treadmill now, trying to finish the rest of this cardio. I got to drop 23 pounds. I think it's 23 pounds. 23 pounds in 23 weeks. So I went on Amazon, stocked up, bought a whole bunch of like things in bulk. I'm hoping that I could stay dedicated to it. I think that because I already pre-planned ahead of time of what I'm going to eat for the entire month, and I can just grab it and go, I should be able to hit my goal. And that's another thing is planning, plotting for the future. You be like that and have more of a strategic mind, nobody would ever be able to defeat you because you're always one or two steps ahead. And that's what I'm doing is plotting, planning for the future and going on a mission to complete it. Because I noticed that over the months, I was stagnating with my growth. I would sometimes lose weight, sometimes not lose weight. See, that's a problem. That's what it's all about. Even in business, you got to track your progress, or what they would call metrics, numbers. So when you start tracking, you can start seeing the problem. You know what you need to go up, or if you need to go down. You know what to increase, and what to decrease. But if you pretty much just shooting in the dark, you'll never know if you hit the target or not. You're shooting blanks. You're basically closing your eyes, hoping that you hit the target. You don't know. See, that's the wrong way to go about life in general. So can't do that. It's important that you have a target metric and you're fully aware and conscious of what you're doing at all times. But sure, thought I'd just leave that with y'all. Finish this workout so I can get up out of here. I'm tired of being in this gym. I'm gonna finish this, so I'll let y'all in the next one. Deuces.